morning and welcome to Vlogmas day 20. Just look at my blanket. Look how big and glorious it is. This makes my heart sing. I was just holding it up for Peter to see, and he said that he thought it was big enough so that all I need to do now is actually crochet up the 5 half axes that go here at the bottom. And I am of course going to use the yarn for today for at least one of the half axes, maybe even 2, because this is a beautiful yarn. But yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing. I am also going to bring you around the house to take a look at my handmade Christmas decorations. I promised that yesterday and then I got caught up in work and didn't do it. So that is definitely what is going to happen today. Do you know how there are some Christmas decorations that are just iconic in your home and it's not really Christmas until they're up? That's how we feel about these Christmas balls. There's 10 of them. For each grandchild, there's one ball with their name. This is Theodore's. And there's one ball with their birth year. And that's Theodore's too. I have these 10. There's probably not gonna come more, but those are iconic, and it's not Christmas until they're there. It's not that we don't have other Christmas balls. I have a lot. I usually hang them in the windows. I've never used them on the tree, but I love how they hang in the windows. Here's another cluster of Christmas balls. They're not made from the recipe that Arne and Colors came out with. I am making mine just a little bit smaller and I'm adding in the patterns that I like. The ones with the names of the grandchildren are actually described in the Christmas book that I put out a couple of years ago. A little pamphlet with some Christmas decoration patterns. In that pamphlet, there's the pattern for the Christmas ball, and then I have the entire alphabet plus I have the numbers from 0 to 9 so that you can make them for your own family members. These 24 little knitted socks is also one of the iconic Christmas decorations in this house. They were originally made as an advent calendar for Peter, only he's not really good at advent calendars, so now it's for Misa. There's a treat in each and every one of them that she can open every day, and she really enjoys it. The pattern for these little socks are also in my Christmas pamphlet, but honestly, you don't need a pattern. They're just small socks. On the Christmas tree, we have these little angels. They're just made from wool that has been prepared. I'm not sure what you call it in English, but it has been prepared so it's ready to spin. And rather than spinning it, I have just shaped it into little angels and tied a little gold string around them to keep them in place. All over the house, I have these little bowls filled out with things from nature, and then these. This is a mandarin, this is an orange, and I have filled them up with, I think they're called cloves, but I'm not sure. For sure you can see what they are. They smell so good. And if you fill it up completely, the fruit is not going to go bad, it's just going to dry out. It will retain a lovely smell for years and years. And in these bowls, I also have the Nisse's sweater and a little hat for him, just in case he stops by, gets cold, needs to cozy up in something nice and warm. Good evening. It seems like this is how I present myself these days. In my PJs, no makeup, messy hair. I apologize. I will say, in my defense, it is Friday night. It is the Friday before Christmas. Peter and I have planned this completely relaxed, cozy night and just hanging out here on the couch, watching Christmas movies, as we have done so often before this month. But tonight it is really about relaxing, recharging, getting our minds straight before we start the last final days until Christmas Eve, which are always jam-packed with all of the good stuff. Anyway, I wanted to come on and show you that I have practically finished my blanket. I still have 2 more half hexies to attach, but the first 3 have been attached already. Now there's 2 more to go, and then I'm actually gonna start the border here tonight. Make sure that it's good and going, because tomorrow we are going to the big traditional family Christmas lunch. Well, I guess you know the drill by now. Tomorrow we're going to go to Peter's mom. She's going to host all of his family, and it's going to be so much fun. But there's not going to be time for me to sit and fiddle with setting up a border. So it's really nice that I have the time here tonight to do that, to get that going, so that I can just pick it up and crochet away. Some of these half hexies are still, they're more than damp. They're bordering on wet, because I dropped them in the water as I was steam blocking them. Yeah. But I couldn't wait for them to dry. I just put them in a towel and I stamped on them, and another towel and stamped on them and aired them out a little, and I am attaching them. And I already attached one of the wet ones, and it's okay. I can work with that. This one is still more than damp, but it's perfectly okay. When I start working on the border, I am going to start out here on the side and then go down over the bottom of the blanket and up. And hopefully by the time that I get to this part, they'll be just a little more dry, because I don't know that it's going to be super comfortable to crochet into wet stitches. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I am gonna continue, not crocheting, I'm gonna continue sewing on this. As soon as I have the last 2 attached, I will pull up the pattern. I haven't seen the pattern for a while, but I'm gonna pull up the pattern and I am gonna figure out how to do the border around. I have actually already brought the yarn that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use this, Simply Flawless. It is a yarn that I have brought home from Texas. And I mean, I have 400 grams here. No, 200 grams, or 198 grams, and 384 meters, which is, it's a worsted weight. And that, I think that's gonna be nice, because it's gonna create a border that's just a little more firm, with just a little more structure and hold than most of these hexies themselves. So I think that's gonna work out nice. Also, I don't know what I would use this for. if not here. Plus, I am sure that there's enough. I've been trying to figure out how much I'm gonna use for the border, but I have no idea. I'm not experienced enough. The thing is, I know that crochet does take up a lot more yarn than knitting do. It's something to do with the way you create the fabric, that a knitted fabric, there are loops, so you use the yarn double, where the way you create the crochet stitches, it's actually a triple thread that's laying there, is what someone once explained to me. I do know that it does take up significantly more yardage. So I thought a huge bowl like this would probably be a good thing. Also, I get this out of stash, which that's just perfect. So that is what I will be doing tonight. I hope I can talk Peter into watching either Home Alone or Die Hard. I love Die Hard. It is a Christmas movie. I don't care what Bruce Willis says. It's a Christmas movie. But I don't know where he's at. We'll figure that out. I have all of my candy here. Oh, all the best candies. I have a pot of piping hot tea, and I have my crochet. It couldn't be any better.
I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star. The only